Alrighty, welcome back folks, Roth here. Hello. Enabling cam. It's a little bit laggy, so I may have to adjust the settings for the camera real quick. Yeah, so we're going to be hopping on to Scribblet, and oh, yeah, exposure is a little too high there. That should be good. Yeah, we want to finish the Billy the Puppet drawing that we started last week. I actually uploaded the Moscow drawing. Moscow is based on the costume that you can forge in Monster Hunter, the Monster Hunter series. All pumpkin sort of jack-lantern themed, which is why I love it. Alright, let's put onto this. Yeah, with the excitement of the new Saw film, Saw X, or Saw 10, I think that's what I pronounce it. You know, kind of want to get a Billy the Puppet drawing in. So I thought to maybe do some more horror-themed drawings and fan art. Whoop. Let's not. I kind of wish that they make it so that it's a little bit smaller, so the options. The developers of Scribblet, I feel like they could adjust that part, like that section of the artworks, or maybe have a creative mode section to its own tab. You know, because I don't know, maybe there's like different type of players for Scribblet. So this is Scribblet. Normally it would be an online Pictionary game. I haven't really featured the game portion as much as of late, as I've done in the past.
I'm looking for a place.
Oh, thanks.
That'll serve a monster burger.
Nice. We met the goal of 85.
No miss. Monster.
Yeah, I think this is an automatic goal for Trovo. I don't set it myself, but I think the website just sets itself for the goals, so I'm not in charge of that. But thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so we finished this drawing last week. We uploaded it to Steam, so you can find it there. I may have to do like a time-lapse video of it, so I can get it all posted and stuff to its own separate video. More for easy digest, so I'll probably be getting down to that. And I think I do plan to put the jigsaw or the Billy the Puppet drawing up as well. You can see each of these steps that I saved. Yeah, these are images that we saved periodically as we drew them. But yeah, it's pretty much like halfway done, I want to say. So our plan tonight is to finish that drawing. So let's go into edit. September 27th was the last time. But yeah, the new Saw film came out, I want to say last week on Friday, I think. And yeah, just a few days before we did this drawing, so kind of want to get this in. I'm see if we can get a playlist going. So hope you're doing well, horror. Let's see. I have a few choices for the like I wanted to add like the Saw soundtrack, like original motion picture score. There's a few tracks from the first film score that I kind of want to play to get me in the mood. And I'm not sure if YouTube would pick it up as like copyright though, but I don't know. I think just in case, I could probably try to dodge it and maybe play my own tunes instead. Let's see, I'm trying to find. Yeah, let's go with Vamp here. Oh, actually not. We'll start up the theme that I use for the start screen first, and then I guess we'll segue down. So the Winamp playlist on the top would show each track that's playing. But yeah, Scribblet, this is the interface for the drawing mode. Tools on the left include brush, eraser, paint fill bucket, simple tools, there's a line tool, and then on the right you have the color picker. wheel or color wheel, and then the color picker eyedropper tool, transparency bar, and then, you know, whichever colors you choose, it will show up right there. Solid colors just behind the camera. I set the camera over it because that would feel like it would be the right place to display my hand. Because we're using a mouse. We're using a mouse to draw all these. I don't have a tablet. Not up to date with modern digital artists. You can scroll the mouse wheel to change the brush sizes, and you'll see me do that every so often. There's Control Z, Control Y, redo, undo, clear the canvas. There's a save button. There's also a share button. Once I'm ready to share, I share to either Steam or within the app itself. And then here is where you can name the image. But yeah, hello and welcome. There's a little chat box at the bottom there within the app itself. If you type in like, I want to play a game. There you go. Alright. So I think we'll continue with his face. But yeah, I'm here to talk horror, so any folks who are into the genre, let me know what films you have watched recently or interested in watching or plan to watch. I'm all about, you know, the horror convo. We're here for it. I'm a big fan of horror growing up in the late 80s, early 90s. Something about, you know, just the fear factor, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I grew up watching a lot of various types of horror films. A lot of slashers. Jason Voorhees, Freddy, Chucky, Michael Myers, you know the deal. But there's a few in between, like there's like some vampire flicks like Fright Night, Lost Boys, you know, a lot of those. A lot of them were VHS rentals, or we would catch them on TV around October. They would have like a marathon whenever there's like a Friday the 13th within the year. I think either TNT or USA Network would do like a marathon of each of the films up to that point. But that was like back in like, you know, that era when they did like marathons and stuff. Nowadays, there's barely any channels that do that other than like AMC. I feel like AMC still does their marathons, or Fear Fest. They would have Fear Fest. I think prior to Fear Fest, they had like Monster Month or something like that. Monster something, I forgot what it was called. I also remember Monster Vision from the early 90s. That was like a more of a TNT sort of a block. And would air a whole bunch of like different horror films, monsters, and also, you know, your typical slashers and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the new Saw film. Hope to see it on demand. But I feel like a lot of people probably have seen it by now. I'm within the group where we want to see it. I'm pretty much all caught up with the Saw franchise. Recently rewatched Jigsaw, which I feel would be important to what's to come in Saw 10. Because in Jigsaw, the film Jigsaw, I think you get to see like a little bit of who his doctor was that did the surgery on John Kramer. So that is very important. Other than that, you know, you get your typical saw sort of traps. There's a big trap in that Jigsaw film, though. That's it's very meaningful. It's got a meaningful trap, or just the idea behind it is pretty meaningful. Current theme that's playing right now, it's a theme that I made. It's a cover of the theme from House 1986. 1985, 1986. I think Sean S. Cunningham is involved with it. So the man behind the Friday the 13th franchise. I used to watch it a lot, this film a lot, as a kid growing up. But I don't know, I just enjoyed it a lot. It's one of my childhood favorites, I guess. But House has spawned, like, I think a few sequels. I think it's got like 4 films in the series. But I always like the first one the best. And I don't know how much detail I want to add to this. I could maybe add some cracks to the puppet's face, but we'll see. I'm not sure I'm gonna go for like a clean look, or like a fresh clean look, or like maybe add some cracks to it to maybe give it that deteriorated look. Getting some notifications already. I think I want to adjust the eyebrow a bit to make it maybe a little bit more thicker. Because if I lean back and look at the drawing again, it almost looks like his eyebrows are more thinner. It definitely looks more meaner in this than what he actually looks. Like different angles of the building the puppet looks a little bit different depending on which angle you're looking at. Also a little indicator of the mouse just underneath the Mi avatar, showing when I click on the mouse left or right. I should also maybe add like a slideshow. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Here we go. These are past drawings that we've done using Scribblet. This program here, there's Link, starting off with Link, and also the latest drawing that we did last week, uploaded last week, is also added to the slideshow. So try to gather each of the drawings that we've done and put them all in one go. I'm not sure if I want to go for a sketchy look though. I feel like if I add the sketchy look on the outside, like the border of the character, I think it would look cool. We'll see. Yeah, I kind of want to add like little cracks to the sort of cranium of the head. Maybe in a similar way as like Pennywise, the new Pennywise for It, the more recent It films, which is kind of cool design. there's a certain group of people that do not like those new It films, but I thought it did fine. Like, as a film, they did fine, like both those films. I may want to get to doing some shadows. Maybe a little bit after. I kind of want to reorient the cheeks a little bit. I'm not sure. Even though he's like looking straight forward and not like at an angle. The camera's not at an angle or anything, but there's some images of Billy the Puppet where the swirls on his cheeks would be like straight on and stuff, but depending on the angle that you look at it, the puppet's head itself. Gotta be careful between the lines here, or else I may have to overdo it or redo. This part of his jaw, I think, it's a little bit more thick looking, but also like it goes straight down, but it's like it's got this sturdy look to it, you know, like sturdy looking jaw, and also chin, the way it connects to the chin and stuff. Okay, let me see if I can find. Oh man. I can access my drive here. Yeah, there's some good films, or some exciting films that I'm looking forward to that's releasing this week, and among them have to be Pet Sematary Bloodlines, which is it's going to be a prequel story to Pet Sematary. It's making its way over to Paramount Plus streaming service. Yeah, and that was like one of the films that we watched like way back when the film was still fresh. It was Pet Sematary, then Pet Sematary Part 2. I remember going over to my aunt and uncle's house, and then we would just watch it there together. But we were fans of like Terminator 2, Judgment Day, you know, the old Terminator. James Cameron action classic, sci-fi action. And Edward, the guy that plays John Connor, you know, the young version of John Connor in that, also starred in Pet Sematary 2. He's like the main kid that's in Pet Sematary 2. So that one, I don't really remember much from it, but I just do remember that the actor was in that. But yeah, based on the old Stephen King. So the new one, Bloodlines, it's gonna be its own separate story, and I'm curious to see how it's gonna tie into the original. I think what else is out this week? From the top of my head, I think that's one of the releases. But I'm also anticipating the release of VHS 85, part of the VHS series, found footage anthology. With Adam Wingard. I'm not sure if Adam Wingard's still involved with it, but that's going to be landing on Shudder, the streaming service. Yeah, the last few films has been released exclusively to Shudder streaming service within the VHS series, and then along with VHS there will be Hell House LCC, and there's a new entry of Hell House LCC. It's going to be a prequel film, and that's going to be added to Shudder. It's going to be a Shudder exclusive, so looking forward to that as well. You're looking for some creepy clowns, that's the one to check out. Of course, I would have to maybe want to rewatch the first one. I think the first one is probably still the best. They took the franchise into like a different direction in the part 2 and part 3. Part 2 was okay too, but I think part 1 is still the one to go to, I think. And so far I've only seen the trailer for the prequel film. I'm trying to remember the name of the prequel film. It's like something motel. So it's I think it's gonna be a different location from the original location. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I feel like being like an indie franchise, like an indie horror franchise, I'm not sure if many people have heard or seen those films though. Been on a few streaming services in the past, Tubi, and they tend to swap them around to like different services every now and then. I'm sure more viewers would come across it someday. Well, at least for the the first 3 films, because those would be the ones that would go across like different platforms and stuff, I think. Just give him a little bit of texture on the head, the face. We'll do like some random scuff marks and stuff. Just give it that look. Because having like a plain colors on the head is probably not I don't know. It's like a little too solid, So it's like, appreciate the details that are put in the drawing and stuff when there's like little scuff marks and stuff. So you realize like the artist has put like a lot of strokes to the drawing itself. So it's good to have that. Depending on the style, I guess, the art style that the artist is going for. Some art styles work, and and then also depending on the like the message that they're putting out, or maybe the theme that they're going for. Like I do appreciate like a cartoon version of these horror characters. It's like it's a bit of a contrast than what typically would be expected from a drawing of like a horror character, because we don't typically have like horror animation in general. Like there's only a few horror animations that I can think of, but mostly within like the Japanese realm of films and TV shows. Maybe I should add some red to the side too for the highlights. We'll probably get down to that. Alright, let's get some of his chin. Bum, 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 bum. Get a whole lot of dots on the chin part. He has like a pretty long chin. And since he has his like mouth sort of slightly open, he could probably extend it a little further down. Because, you know, typically Billy the Puppet would have his mouth go up and down. I also need to fix his tie too. May have to reorient it. Make it a little more in line. There's gotta be yeah, I think there's a day where it celebrates Bow Tie Day. But I believe it's like sometime in the summer where that occurs. I also need to add more black in between there, so you can get some in. Bum, 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 bum. Of course, this current tune is based on Fright Night, one of my favorites. One of my favorite vampire films. Used to catch it on TV. I specifically remember the protagonist's friend being turned into a vampire. Like, you would see his face a lot in the commercials. And it will always look so freaky, you know? Such a frightening image. The way they did the makeup. Brewster, I think his name is Brewster. Yeah. I got it on Blu-ray. I got the old Eureka, I think? Eureka release. I had to import it from Europe. Because it came with like a steelbook. Came in like a really neat design for a steelbook. It's got the official art, the VHS cover. And whenever you see that VHS cover in like the video stores back in the day, like that would be the one to really stand out. It's got the blue, you get the haunting looking house and the face in the sky. You can't forget that face. Horrific looking face. I feel like one day I definitely want to maybe draw that or do my own version of it. Maybe for the anniversary or something. 1985, which would be turning 40 in a few years, I want to say. All right. Also, let's not forget to save. Just add some shadows at the top. Bum, ba, da, ba, ba. There's gonna be some grays here. Yeah, so last night we did we finished up The Bridge Curse, which is a horror game. Played the Switch version. It's based on the film that's also out, which I watched back in 2020, released on Netflix. Same title, The Bridge Curse, but the game has like a subtitle at the end. So the game would be called The Bridge Curse: Road to Salvation. And yeah, I quite enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the game counterpart as well. It was developed by Soulstar, I want to say. And apparently they're putting out a second game and also a second movie. But yeah, same developer, Soulstar, is doing the part 2 of the game. And apparently it's going to be taking place at the other university. It's like the rival university that, you know, that is alternate to the university that was in the first game, or the first story, I guess. So, and also, there's going to be a demo available for the Steam Next Fest, so I'm looking forward to maybe featuring that. And Steam Next Fest I think starts later this week, and it's only going to go on for like maybe a week or something like that, or less than a week. So hopefully I'll get to fit some of those games in, some of those demos. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot that I'll probably want to play. I'm sure those demos are gonna be available at a later time too, for future Steam Next Fest events, because it's usually one that occurs like the beginning of the year and then before the end of the year. So this October one is like the one that occurs, I think the last one of the year. It's like at least 3 or 4, more like 3 I want to say. Yeah, it's like 3 Steam Next Fest events like each year. And yeah, it's the one time we get to check out some new demos of upcoming games. And yeah, I'll be checking out the you know, the horror section. I think to me it's kind of like looking around in a video store and you just go straight to the horror section and you see all the horror VHS and DVDs ready to rent. It's kind of like that. Like this is the new age of like horror games, and then you get to try them out. But yeah, Bridge Curse 2, I've been looking for it. Yeah, yeah, folks, if folks want to check out the last night's stream, it's all archived. Depending on which streaming site folks are watching from, some of the videos would expire within like a week or a few days even. So but I feel like it's probably best to watch it on YouTube, either YouTube or Twitch. The quality is a little bit better on Twitch, just the video quality, where YouTube just compresses the video. And not necessarily has like the highest like resolution. It just slims it down to like the nearest common resolution, so that it works on like, you know, multiple devices and stuff. But yeah, not really recommend it, but you know, just in case folks are interested. Bum. I feel like the hair would probably appear more combed in this edition of the Billy the Puppet. So I'll try to do what I can here. Go a little bit darker. Gotta make it look like it's like sharpening the little highlights. Boom, boom. Yeah, it looks like he's got some hair up here too, so I also feel like his hair is like too combed back. Whoop. Do that. Yeah, it's gotta be like a little bit more rounded here. Bum, 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 bum. Let's do a save. Ooh, I don't know if I should use this color. Okay. I still feel like the forehead is a little too light. Let me go back in there and get some more shade in. especially around the cranium. Bum, bum, bum. This part needs to be a little bit more darker. So I want the light to be shining from the bottom part, like somewhere around where his chest would be, but like at a distance. So it casts like a little shadow on the eyebrow here, which makes it look like he's got like a mean look to him. So just add some shadows around here. It is probably not everyone's cup of tea to watch, someone draw a horror character. I get it. Not everyone's into horror. I don't know. I feel like it would require. It takes like a person with a required taste to be into these Saw films. I feel. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. It's about vengeance and justice. Seeking vengeance, getting revenge. But, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes we just, like, feel bad for the character and we kind of root for what most would call the villain. But then who's the real villain, you know? Humans versus humans, though. Yeah, it's definitely a topic to this, big topic to discuss. Wait, does he have ears? I think he's got ears, right? I don't remember if he's got ears or not. Billy the Puppet, I mean. Usually the hair would cover the ears, but I don't think we ever got to see his ears. Bum, 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 bum. Then I guess the associate, for folks that want to help John Kramer, they'll be his, associate to help set up the traps and stuff, and also fetch those victims. I think maybe to add to this drawing, I'm not sure I can do it all tonight, but I was thinking to maybe add John Kramer in profile view, like over here on this side, like on the left side, and then on the right I would have the Jigsaw Killer with the pig face. So it'd be like a shaded, maybe more fainted look at the Jigsaw Killer mask in like profile view. So yeah, I think that would fit. I don't know. It would make it more complete. I would say. Otherwise, I could probably add like a few saw pieces or, I don't know, traps, or maybe even the bike. I was thinking to add the bike in the background or something. Or maybe just keep it all black, plain. I think that would also be ideal. I don't know. Sort of like brainstorming a little bit. I think this image would probably be like mostly black. Mostly dark black. Bits of red, bits of white, grays, ba. Oh. Let's go a little bit lighter. I feel like having the light shine like this close to his suit, I can see like the lighting a little bit. And I also want to make it look like it's like faded in. Let's fix those lines. Make it a little bit darker. I feel like a little bit of the red light would also shine and reflect off of the suit too. So maybe I can add some red lighting to the highlights or something. Maybe some blacks along the side here. Black, whites, and reds. Maybe with a green background or something. The original film was very green. Green, blue. It's got that dreaded coolness to it. But also very red due to the blood, I guess. I guess they could just continue the continue doing that, where they use a lot of the blue tints across like each of the sequels. A lot of nighttime shots, not enough daytime. I think Spiral sort of had some daytime shots. Spiral was pretty neat. This whole different set of characters and just telling a story that what could happen in a sort of like aftermath of Jigsaw. Like once Jigsaw is, by Jigsaw I mean like, you know, John Kramer. After John Kramer's long gone, like who would carry on the work after John Kramer's passing? So yeah, that's what Spiral is about, I feel. Let's get this tie up a little bit. I feel like I gotta do like a dark red. Let's not forget to save. Bumpa. I feel like the bottom part of the tie would be a little more brighter color though. Definitely need more darker colors on this side. Bum, bum. Oh, maybe I should use the like this dark red color for like the shade for all parts of the suit, I feel. I don't know. Maybe I could probably do like a light sort of a shading and use it as like a sort of highlight. The highlighting method. Visually would be the highlight. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to these art sessions, I could maybe start it a little sooner than later. It's probably best to start sooner than later, like daytime. I think you know, actual daytime. Well, you know, my time. I mean, I don't feel like most people will be able to catch nighttime sessions though. Or I feel like most people will be rather be hopping onto like a video game or a movie or something. Get some TV dinner in. Or just basically just cooking dinner, I guess. Program is still a little bit laggy. Alright, so it looks like this tie is a little bit more on the lighter end than it is bright. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Part needs to be a little bit more lighter, I think. I don't want this tiny, or I don't want this bow tie to look too shiny. Not shiny, but too tiny. Or the other way around. Oh man, I just remembered that the new Exorcist film is coming out. The Exorcist Believer, which looks fantastic. I feel like it would combine the events of parts 2 and 3, mostly part 3, I want to say. Part 3 was definitely I mean, it had a lot of potential. But it's sort of like lesser known. I remember the old I used to catch it on TV, but the I think Scream Factory put it out on Blu-ray recently, or recently. It's like a remaster of it, so I'm sure the quality is gonna be a lot better. But yeah, I used to catch that airing on TV. So on demand. And the original is great. I don't think any of the sequels can beat the original. I also enjoyed the TV series that aired on Fox. Caught each episode and tweeted along with the cast. They had the cast members tweet as the show was airing on TV. And I still remember, like one of the early episodes, we had like a thunderstorm occurring that same night as it was airing. And then it was also thunderstorming in that episode. So sort of like a 4D experience. Can't forget it. I always remember those kind of moments. Because it just enhanced the experience a little bit, I think, for me. But yeah, that was really good. I think it had like 1 season or 2 seasons, I forget. Maybe 2 seasons. And yeah, it ended on a really good note. Although it involves a different family than the original. But usually that'll be the case when it comes to like an Exorcist film. Would showcase like a different family that's being taken advantage of. But that's neat that with all the possession films or supernatural horror films that's like out as of recent, the past decade, the Conjuring series, The Nun, stuff like that. I feel like it's sort of brought back even the Exorcist film due to those kind of films. And that's great. I was like, man, with all the Conjuring films that's out now within that universe, like, man, imagine we get a new Exorcist film. And now here we are, 2023, and there's a new one coming. Different family, and then it's like a little bit of a duality and meaning behind this new entry, which is great. So they're doing the I think they're doing a full trilogy, like a whole trilogy. Blumhouse is behind it, I think. The same director that did the recent Halloween film for Blumhouse, where it it's a sequel that takes place just after the original, but it's like a trilogy of sequels, I guess. Which is great. I like the approach that they're going here. And hopefully this trilogy turns out well. It's always nice to see new entries, good or bad. Alright, a tie is definitely coming up pretty well. Let's see if we can get the handkerchief to look as good. Yeah. Getting more notifications. Yeah, I just remembered. So Nintendo announced that they'll be closing down the Wii U and 3DS online capabilities, the servers for some of the online games, or at least the first-party online games for those systems, which is quite a bummer. So I think you'll probably see me hop on to Mario Kart 8 and playing all the each of the online games before they shut them down. Mario Kart 8 was originally on Wii U, and enjoyed that one quite a bit. That was a good entry, but it made its way over to Switch with the deluxe version. Then that would also mean that Mario Kart 7 is going to be losing its online, which I also enjoyed quite a bit. Got that game back when it launched. It's got a whole mess of cool tracks on that. I only wish that we'd be able to capture it for stream, but I don't know. I just don't have a modified 3DS to do that sort of thing. Or else I would probably feature it like, I don't know, regularly. Like how I've done with the other Mario Kart games. Yeah, it's been a while since I've featured Mario Kart DS though. Which I have the original cartridge version of, and also the digital Virtual Console version that's on the Wii U. Although the online function does not work on that. Would be cool though. Make like how they do with the Switch nowadays with the retro apps. The suit. Not sure about this part here. Can use this to like fade it out a little. There we go. Yeah, maybe I should do some more of those lines. It gives it like a little bit of a sort of texture to it. Okay. Still feel like I gotta maybe widen up the face a little more. See what I can do about that. Like it should be like this wide. Like I feel like the cheeks would definitely have to like come out a little more though. Give it like a clean rounded cheek there. I could probably use the black to like reshape it. There you go, something like that. See the collar of his suit. The collar would be like, I think it's like a little bit shaded on the top end here. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think the lining for his jaw should be not as noticeable. So let me get this to lighten up a little bit. Hey there, Pam. Yeah, we were talking about some of the past like films. Went over a little bit of Exorcist, the Saw films, some of the ones that I grew up on back in the 80s and 90s. And some of the upcoming ones that are releasing this month and this week alone. But yeah. Oh yeah, thanks. You just watched Saw 10? What do you think of it? Also, have you seen the previous films? I'm sure they will bring justice to John Kramer. You know that does take place in between the first Saw and the second Saw. Yeah, I remember back when like the Saw films were coming out, parts 1, 2. I remember seeing the poster for part 2 in theaters, and yeah, it was just like something to look forward to each October, because each of the films were coming out like around October, and it's usually around October, so it's always something to look forward to. Each year, a new Saw film. And they were pumping out like, a Saw film like every year around those days. And I would see like each of the posters being put up in the theaters. First one is a favorite? Yeah, I feel like the first one is like probably one of the. I mean, that one's tough to beat. When it first came out, surprised a lot of people. I know a few people that did not like, the outcome of that. But yeah. Oh yeah, the new Scream, Scream 6. I think it's on 6 now, right? Yeah, I saw 6. I like 5. 5. They probably won't do another one like that, like ever again, because some of the characters are no longer within the franchise, unless they do like an in-between sort of film, like how they're doing with the Saw. And I noticed like when it comes to like the Saw films, they're always trying a lot of new things or new ideas. And then the other franchises would also try to do the same thing. But I noticed like I don't know if you've seen Jigsaw, but I actually rewatched it recently, and I noticed that the so that one involves like the doctor, getting back at the doctor that did the operation on John Kramer, and I feel like it's important to see that before going into Saw 10. That was an entry that's sort of sort of it's almost like a prequel, but like you see more of the lore behind John, like just that character alone, and he's got his apprentice. But I think it takes like someone to be like really into the Saw films to maybe appreciate some of those little bits and tidbits. But yeah, 6 was just okay. Yeah, I thought it was okay too. It wasn't like, I don't know. Like I agree with some of the comments about like some of the characters that survived. The Core 4, I think that they call it. Hardcore 4 or something like that. It's strange. Yeah, 4 core. Man. Like those characters, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I feel like it's gonna be... Like when it comes to like popcorn spookers, I call them popcorn spookers because they are. I mean, they're gonna cater to a lot of people, I feel like, the mainstream audience. Especially like, that franchise in general. But you can't really top the original. But they gotta keep going. They gotta keep those characters alive somehow, even though they get stabbed like 30 times in the film. Oh, man. But yeah. And speaking of stab, like they continue like that sort of oh my gosh, I chose red instead. Like they continue the stab series within the Scream films, which is good. I like that. Continuality. Kind of made you feel his pain and suffering. Yeah, I mean, they do that within like the entire franchise, like through the later sequels and stuff. So you get to know John Kramer and why he kills, Like we see some of that in the sequels, but even more so now with the Saw 10, or how they pronounce the new film. But having this take place like between, the two films, that's something that like not a lot of franchises get to do. But seeing that now, how like Halloween films, as I was mentioning earlier about like Blumhouse having taken on the trilogy, putting out a trilogy that takes place like after the events of the first Halloween, and yeah, just completing that trilogy with their own story for Michael Myers. I would love to go into more of that franchise, but I feel like they should take a break from Michael Myers and just like do like a branch, like another trilogy branching off of Season of the Witch, aka Halloween 3. That would be fun. I've been wanting that ever since they announced this Blumhouse one. And yeah, now with Miramax and A24 bidding for that IP, I feel like they could do a lot, do something original, and maybe extend that idea, and I don't know, get something out like Season of the Witch. But yeah, that was a neat entry. It's like a very different one, but like it was the original idea that John Carpenter wanted to go with the Halloween franchise, where it's not always gonna be based on Michael Myers. It's just the studios that wanted to continue the whole Michael Myers story because it made a lot of money. It made them a lot of money. And then Michael Myers becomes like an icon. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's time for them to branch out a little more and try to go back to what the original idea was for that franchise. But sadly, they're not getting John Carpenter to direct it or anything. Oh, speaking of John Carpenter, he's doing this new show on Peacock, I think. Urban something, I forgot what it's called. But it's like a little, it's like a little anthology series that's heading to Peacock service, and he's directing it. So I'm looking forward to watching that too. But yeah, from the trailer, it seems like it's gonna be an okay premise. I don't really expect like, oh yeah, you know, anything spectacular or anything, but like just good to see like John Carpenter is back to directing, you know, films and shows again. Because he haven't done like a brand new, like full-length feature for a long time. I think one of his last films was The Ward with Amber Heard, I think. Yeah, Amber Heard. Who's run into a lot of issues as of late. The whole case with Johnny Depp and stuff. But I feel like I might want to rewatch that too. It wasn't all that great, but it's just the premise of it. It's pretty neat. Takes place at a ward. Of course, it's gonna be called The Ward. But yeah, it's like a supernatural. Involves ghosts and stuff. But yeah, it wasn't really well received, but yeah. That's probably why John Carpenter hasn't really done much films after that. Yeah, these sort of red highlights is definitely adding to it. Still waiting for that new Uzumaki film. It's gonna be based on the Junji Ito, but no idea when that is gonna be out. They put out like the teaser after teaser, and like we're still waiting for that to release, but it hasn't released yet. I did enjoy the old live action film though. Watched it way back in the day. But I also own it now on Blu-ray. You rewatched The Shining, one of your all-time favorites? Nice. I love The Shining. Have you seen Doctor Sleep? Yeah, Shining's great. I love everything about that. All the Kubricks. Got that one on Blu-ray as well. Yeah, Doctor Sleep was pretty good. I saw it in theaters. Me and a group of friends went to see it. I think I wrote like a little review of it right after I saw it. But yeah, that turned out really well. I'm glad that Mike Flanagan is getting his name out there and getting involved with a lot of projects, and everything he puts out is like, wow, is it like a must-see? Of course, I'm looking forward to his new show, the House of Usher. It has such a long name, like The Fall of the House of Usher. You know, based on the Edgar Allan Poe story. But yeah, it looks like it might be good. I mean, I expect nothing of short of Crawley when it comes to like Mike Flanagan. We'll see how that goes. The trailer looks okay, but I'm keeping my expectations low. I did enjoy like Midnight Mass and Blind Manor and whichever else that he put out. My family was so hooked on to watching the first that series on Netflix. I forgot what let's see. The Haunting of Hill House. Yeah, when that first came out, well, I watched it first back in like October or whatever that year, and then the following Thanksgiving, so like a month later, we watched it again, and then I noticed like some of the ghosts in the background, and I was pointing out all the ghosts, but my mom was like so into it, into the story mostly, because she's like the paranormal type, like especially the supernatural, like ghosts. If it involves ghosts, she'll be on it. But it's funny seeing her like so into that story. But we were with family. It was like a Thanksgiving get together sort of thing, and then we just put on Netflix and just binge like half that show. And it's like it was getting late, so we had to go back. And I was like, "Oh, can we?" But she was like, she wanted to see the rest of the show, and I'll say, "I'll play it when we get back home." And I'm like, but yeah. Like she wanted to finish that story. She was like, "Well, this is really good." But yeah, that's fascinating. I like when a show like that pops up and then like it gets the whole entire family like into it, and like, wow, I like that. And for it to like put out, just around like the holidays and stuff, like that is fantastic. Like, so having a new show from Mike Flanagan on Netflix, and it's like easily accessible, on Netflix, nowhere else but Netflix. Easy access. All smart TVs would have like the Netflix app and stuff, so it's easy to access it. And then you just have something to watch on Thanksgiving and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, check out this new show. I would recommend like new shows for like family members, like when we get together and stuff. So Thanksgiving, Christmas, I really appreciate those times. But yeah. Haunting of Hill House 4 times? Oh man, yeah, there's a lot of hidden stuff. I watched it again and again, and I would catch the ghosts like in the background and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, didn't notice that before, now I notice it. And then others too, like my brother also watched it like in October, but then like he watched it again with us that Thanksgiving, and like he didn't notice the ghost either until like pointed it out. It's like, whoa, I didn't see that before, but it looks cool. I love hidden stuff like that. Like I'm the one, like amongst my friends, I'm the one who like look around in the background when it comes to like watching like any movie, especially like horror movies. Like we get together in a garage and like put on an old classic or a brand new film or something. I would look around to see if there's any Easter eggs. I know that I think Billy the Puppet has appeared in a few films. I think one film he was in Dead Silence, which is the old James Wan film. That one, I watched that one in theaters, but I didn't notice the puppet being there because it's such a dark scene. But I noticed it again once it re-released on Blu-ray. But that was pretty cool. I think Scream Factory put it out. Oh yeah, The Haunting. The original with Vincent Price. The one in 2000 was pretty good too. There's a few iterations. I think there was one in like 2003 or 2002, which is also pretty good. But I always remember the old one and the 2001, whichever year it was. Like 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. Let's see. Based on the same book of The Haunting. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. It is. Yeah, there's a few iterations, including that Netflix one. The House on Haunted Hill. Oh, right. The, oh, right, yeah, that's right. I think of that one. But The Haunting, 1964. I gotta see if that one was something I saw. Because I remember the House of Haunted Hill. Yeah, House on Haunted Hill. I think so many different variations of the title. Okay. I should get more of this color on him. Yeah, so there's a Pet Sematary prequel coming, I think this week, which is landing on, I want to say Paramount. So that's gonna be one on the list, I think, for me this weekend. The trailer for that, I don't know. They don't really reveal too much, other than, you know, plot-wise, it would just take place just before the events of the first one. But it seems to go its own path, and it's a different director, different writer. It's like a female director, I think, for this new one. So I'm curious to see how it goes. The new Exorcist coming Friday. Oh yeah, this Friday, yeah. I was just talking about that earlier. It looks like it's gonna combine like some of the elements from like part 2 and 3, which I haven't seen for a long time. Yeah, I enjoyed the original. My uncle had the DVD release that had the deleted scenes. So we watched that, I think, it was like 1999 or something like that. Like, we all got together, me and my cousins, and then my uncle put it in. Like, oh, just bought it on Blu-ray, or not Blu-ray, DVD. And then, yeah, we watched it with the extended, deleted scenes. I mean, you know, it was the one with the stairs, you know, she would crawl down the stairs and stuff. That was too terrifying to show on TV or something like that. So, yeah, that one was really good. It got us really good, man. Like, once we saw that, oof. Like some of us was too scared to walk up the steps after that. That was a long time ago. That's the fun thing about like horror films. Like we even watched like the Ju-on the Grudge, like the original. Before the remake, we watched the original and part 2 as well. And yeah, that one was another one that like sort of got like some of the family members to be scared to like walk up the steps because, you know, Kayako is gonna be right around the corner. Back in those days. But I was pretty excited when they announced that they can do a remake. Takashi Shimizu and Sarah Michelle Gellar. That was pretty fun. I was a big fan of Takashi Shimizu at that time. I watched everything that I could get my hands on, anything that has his name on it, including the Tomie film. I think he did the second one, the second entry of the Tomie films. I got a whole collection of them. I was like back in like 2004, 2005. Got the DV set of that. But yeah, mostly because of that, the film that he directed, I was able to watch the other ones in the series. man, I feel like not a lot of people got to get into that franchise. Mostly because, you know, it's an Eastern property. Not many people were into like foreign films at that time, or especially like, you know, Eastern horror. But I was all about that. Me, amongst like my group of friends, like they always ask me, "Oh, you got any new movies, new scary movies?" You know it. I would have access to like, you know, some of the latest ones. Like I would spread around like DVD copies of like audition and stuff. Fun days. Oh yeah, One Missed Call was one that I've been wanting to rewatch again. Because I think this year celebrates the 20th anniversary of the films, or at least the first film. So I may want to pop that in, either this weekend or sometime this month. Cool Uncle, yeah. Yeah, my uncle was all into it too. Like a lot of, like the majority of our family members are all into it. We all watch whatever the latest. Like we got into like Takashi Miike, I think through either One Missed Call or like Battle Royale. Like we watched it when like it was still fresh. I think for Battle Royale we got the double DVD pack, which has the first film and then the second film. So that was back in like 2004-ish, 2003, 2004, when we first watched it. Then all of a sudden, like it became like an international hit, you know. It didn't hit mainstream until a little later, and then everyone was trying to copy it or something. I remember the film Condemned, I think, with Stone Cold Steve Austin, which tried to redo that idea as Battle Royale, but it just that it starred Steve Austin, and I watched that too. It was pretty okay. I can definitely see the similarities with Battle Royale and stuff. But yeah, Old Boy was another one. There's a lot of classics back in those days. And there's still some titles out there that I feel like not many people have seen. Like The Wig, for example. The Wig, no one else out there in the world right now would talk about The Wig, an old Korean horror film. No one knows what I'm talking about, because they've never seen it. But I think that one came out in like 2005. So, around the height of like, you know, Eastern horror. The peak. But nowadays the peak has died down, but I feel like it's more recognized nowadays, like with directors, Boon Joo-hoon, especially with Korean directors. Takashi Miike is still a recognizable one, having inspired like Eli Roth with Hostel. He actually cameoed in Hostel. When I rewatched that Hostel, I'm like, you know, that guy looks familiar. He made a cameo in Hostel, the first Hostel film. I was like, whoa, that guy looks familiar. So I was like, is that who I think it is? Oh, snap. That's the man. That's Takashi Miike. Yeah, he does make a cameo in that. From The Grudge. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like a lot of the originals were so well done, but like it's just unrecognized because not everyone is down to watching like, you know, subtitled, you know, foreign films. You know, especially in that genre, you know. But like, I don't know, there's just a lot of folks that are just not down to reading subtitles, you know. So it's hard to reach that audience. That's why they gotta remake it. But even though the remake doesn't really come out as well as the original, man, I just feel bad for like folks that had to deal with that, you know, having only watched the remake but not the original. And you know, like in that argument, like the remake would come out way after, you know, and some of us has watched the original like way back when it first came out, but we would talk about like no one ever hears about these films, like The Eye, The Shutter. Like when some of these first came out, like only if you're Asian, if you're you had to be Asian, you know, unless you're really into like foreign films or something. But like you had to be like you either have to have like an Asian friend, or you had to be Asian to know about these films. So mostly around my circles, like you had to be Asian, you know, like everyone here is like Asian to know about these films, because they would put it out on the store shelves at Best Buy, and that's how we would get them. But like not everyone is like gonna pick it up on day one, you know. But each time I stop by Best Buy, there will be like that shelf that I would check, you know, the horror section, and there would be like a whole bunch of like, you know, Itchy the Killer, Audition and stuff, One Missed Call, you know. And then once in a while there would be like a brand new film that I haven't seen before, but it just has like this name that I recognize on the cover. So like I would see like Takashi Miike's name on it slapped on the cover for like Masters of Horror. He did one episode, I think, but they put it out on DVD as like a standalone, and I picked that one up. I think that was one of the blind pickups that I still remember to this day, and I still enjoy that story. I think it was called Imprint for that episode. Imprint. But yeah, it was like part of another anthology that would run on that would air on TV at the time, but they just happened to put it out on DVD as a separate release. Yeah, that was my one of my main stops, is to find, you know, new stuff at Best Buy. But then nowadays there's barely any of that anymore. Like there's no shelf categorized to genre anymore, because all that is gone. Got to save this. You get just more of the story. Yeah, exactly. Not just the story too, but like the emotion of the characters is more like it's better portrayed in that original. I don't know. They try a lot in the remakes, and they put the big names, the big stars, to try and get people to watch those remakes. But man, I don't know. You just can't get the natural presentation of, you know, the originals. Like The Eye, for example. I don't know if you've seen The Eye. 2002 Hong Kong horror. Angelica Lee as the lead. I got that on DVD. Let's see if you can find it real quick. Just grab a whole bunch of like a handful of DVDs from behind me. Probably won't be able to see this. Let me see if I can adjust the camera a little bit. Okay, there you go. Now it's a little bit more clear. So this is The Eye, the original, 2002. I don't think it ever gotten a Blu-ray remaster or anything. So the only way to get this is to get the DVD. So, but this is the North American release, I think, of it. Angelica Lee, 2002. It received a remake starring, what's her name? Oh, I'm blanking out on her name now. Jessica Alba, yeah. So when I watched that remake, I was like, man, I was pretty disappointed by it. They had some nice ideas, but it's like the way they you know, executed it was not as great. But the original was a little more on the emotional side. There was also like a sequel that came out. This was the third entry in the franchise. It's called the I-10. It was also the I-2. But I-10 was more of a comedic approach from the Pang brothers. They did the whole trilogy of films. I think there was a fourth one too, but that one came out way after. But yeah, this is the third entry. It's more more comedic. Takes place in Thailand, I think. Well, yeah, this is Imprint. There's a DVD, the same DVD that I just mentioned, banned from cable broadcast, part of Masters of Horror. But yeah, Imprint. This is the one with the geisha story. It's pretty cool. Yeah, with the slipcover and stuff. A lot of extras on the back. I just randomly grabbed this one, but this is called The Sisters. Not to confuse with Tale of Two Sisters, but this is a Thai horror. I think around 2004. Released from Tokyo Shock. I don't know if folks remember Tokyo Shock. They put a whole line of like different foreign horror films, like Eastern horror films, and not just horror in general. Like they put out like whole like different genres, like action, sci-fi, and stuff too. Tokyo Shock. Yeah, The Sisters. I don't think many people know about this one. Pretty good one, based on true story. Death awaits. Look up if you dare. And then the ghost would come crawling down from the vent of an apartment. I think an apartment or hotel, something like that. But yeah, I got a whole collection behind me. All right, I may just keep the transparency like that for now. Let's see. Hitchcock did some cameos. Yeah, he did. Tubi's great for any car. Yeah, exactly. I've been telling a lot of people about Tubi. I think the past year, 2 years, they've been amping up like a lot of their library, and a lot of the great classics has landed on Tubi as of late. So when you can see the murders happening, so I assume that's a question about the eye. So the eye was, I mean, without spoiling it, I mean, if you haven't seen it yet. So the character that Angelica Lee plays, she would undergo surgery because she had an accident with her eye. So she received a new eye, like that was donated to the hospital, whatever. And then it just happens that that eye, or those eyes that she got replaced, was able to see the other world, the spiritual world. So yeah, and then it just goes from there. So not necessarily murders or anything. It's just she's able to see ghosts around the city, around Hong Kong and stuff. So that is the premise. And then that there's more of the mystery, and she looks to the origin of where those eyes came from. So that's the part that that was more explored in the original film, but in the remake, I forgot how they did it in the remake, but didn't really go too far in the remake. I don't know. It's just that the I don't know, the original one was done way better with how they did it, because they went from Hong Kong to Thailand, and yeah. With that, I don't think they even went to Thailand in the remake. So how do you translate like this, you know, this foreign film to the American audience, you know, but like also maintaining that same feel, you know, because they hop on a plane and, you know, they travel and stuff, and you get a little bit of that countryside Thailand. So if they don't do that in the original, then I mean, if they don't do that in the remake, then how do you, I don't know. How would it live up to the original? So it's like, I don't know. I feel like some of these studios, they want to push out these remakes as soon as possible. So getting our writers, producers involved and trying to get it within like a time limit. No idea why. Like they could take all the time they could, you know, they want to make this the best remake that they can, but they just don't have that, or don't intend to do that or something. Like getting the right people involved is like, you know, that's pretty important. But it's how studios are gonna be. Gotta make that quick buck, you know. Yeah, the Hell House. I was just mentioning about Hell House earlier, and how there's a new prequel film coming out on Shudder. So so yeah, they have the first film, and then like I guess maybe two of the sequels. You know, they would go around like each service, you know, Tubi, Netflix, whatever. And then the latest one, I think the third one was a Shudder exclusive, if I recall. And then the new one that's about to release, I think it's gonna release like either this week or next week. It's gonna be a Shudder exclusive, so that is the one place to watch it if you're looking to catch up on that prequel. Creature feature film. Wait, which one? Oh, All Eyes. All Eyes. I know Two Eyes, but not. I'm not sure about All Eyes. I'll have to look it up. Two Eyes is the old Romero. I think it's Romero. Oh, Two Evil Eyes. Yeah. Two Evil Eyes. Now we're on the topic of the eye. Whatever's eye related. Clown in the first Hell House was yeah. I was mentioning about the clowns. You know, he actually returns. He's gonna return in the prequel, so I'm looking forward to it. My friend is not too into like clowns. I think after he saw it though, he sort of opened up to the idea, like the story with it. You know, the group of kids, the losers, they would stick together. I think that's what that was what was interesting about that story, because you know the group of kids that would stand up to this you know, this being, right, this entity, to take down Pennywise. So I'm glad that, you know, he was able to enjoy that when we went to see it. We went to see the remake, or you know, the redo. I guess I'll call it redo. Not necessarily a remake, but you know, the reboot, redo. I think we saw both of them. We saw chapter 1 and chapter 2. But yeah, he enjoyed that one. I'm glad we did. And then after that, he got more into like Stephen King stuff. So I tried to show him some of the classics. Oh yeah, and in the same group, we went to see the Doctor Sleep in theaters. I was like, wow. I showed him The Shining 2 before, like a year or two before it, and it was like, wow, the film still looks fresh, you know? Because, you know, it's been remastered, put to DVD or Blu-ray, I mean. And yeah, Kubrick films are always looking really high quality, like it's made today, you know? I showed him The Shining. I showed him, what else? 2001: Space Odyssey. And he was astounded by the level of quality for that film, or for those films. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen. Wait, I don't know if the drawing that I did of Art the Clown from Terrifier, it would probably be part of the slideshow down below. But yeah, I did that in excitement for the part 2, I think, Terrifier 2, I think last year. Oh, speaking of which, Terrifier 2 is returning to theaters November 1st, and they're passing out Terrifier 3 posters at select theaters, and they're gonna be showing the teaser trailer for part 3 in that screening. So I think I have 1 or 2 theaters nearby. I think it's in the AMC. I don't really go to AMC. I'm more of a showcase theater person, but the one around me, they're gonna be screening it in an AMC around my area. But yeah, I just want to put that out there because Terrifier 3 is coming. And Damien, I know he wants, he's getting a lot of recognition as of late. You know, I think especially after putting out like Terrifier 2, and now Art the Clown is like, you know, all over the internet, in the memes, and yeah, he's got like quite a fan base nowadays. So I'm glad like new IPs like that are thriving. And especially within like the slasher genre. Oh, and also I just remember something. Totally Killer, new Blumhouse. It's gonna be on Amazon, I think, this weekend. Amazon Video. Slasher film, but it seems to cross. It has like a crossover between like different slasher killers from Blumhouse. So it's got the slasher killer from like Puka, The Purge. What else? Happy Death Day and Freaky. You know. So there's gonna be a little bit of a crossover like that in Totally Killer. And it's gonna involve time travel, so think Back to the Future, but like a slasher film. Oh man, speaking of which, yeah, I think I think that's gonna be the plan for next week. After I watch that film, I think the next art piece will probably I'm probably gonna draw the mask or the killer from that film, because the way to design the mask looks hilarious. And it's supposed to be comedic too, I think. Yeah, it's supposed to be comedic. It's gonna be fun. I'll definitely be watching that. Let's see. Christine, yep, 1984. Cujo, Terrifier, yeah, Terrifier 2. It's funny that they put out that barf bag for the screening of Terrifier 2. And then now they're putting out barf bag for Saw 10. It's only like select theaters that would have it. But yeah, I liked how Terrifier 2 is like sort of setting the trend for the barf bags. Any gory film, they'll add like a barf bag. Oh yeah, just in case you need it, here's the barf bag. Like, I would want one for, you know, just to add to the collection. Okay, definitely getting some more details in this. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna go for tonight, but I was thinking to maybe add like the profile view of John Kramer here, or maybe just keeping it blank like how it is now, just to, you know, just to get it done, get it all out of the way, I guess. Guess I'll add some more shadows. Yeah, John Kramer on the side, and then I think the Jigsaw Killer in profile on the right side. At least that's what I have in mind, but I'm not sure if I would do that. I just want to keep it like plain and simple, just one character. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what other film that Billy the Puppet had made a cameo in. There was like a film I saw recently. I think it was Texas Chainsaw 3 or something. Wait, Texas Chainsaw 3D, or one of them. One of the weaker ones had a Billy the Puppet or Jigsaw Killer make a cameo or something like that. So it might have been that Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, I want to play a game. Oh, speaking of game, I I know Konami had put out like at least 2 Saw video games based on Saw. There was Saw, and then there was Saw 2, Flesh and Blood. And I think both were on Steam, but I'm not sure if they're on Steam anymore. But sadly, I think they may have gotten delisted. Usually would be the case when it comes to like licensed games. But man, I think it would have been a good idea to maybe play that for spooky season. All right, see if we can get his cheeks to look a little more shiny. Shiny cheeks. You just gotta make his should get really bright, so it looks like it's like really shining. Probably have to redraw the red lines again. Let me see, go back up. Yeah, I'm not sure how they would follow up with Saw 10 after this one. Like, would they continue with a new set of like casts and characters, like how they did with a Spiral, or would they try to, I don't know, segue like John Kramer in like between the existing sequels, and maybe do another entry like Saw 10 or something? I feel like that would probably get overplayed. But yeah, the same with the Scream franchise. I feel like if they were to maybe borrow the idea like Saw 10 or any of the trilogies from Blumhouse, you know, with the Halloween franchise and stuff, they could probably do one for Scream or even Nightmare on Elm Street. Man, I don't know how he could recover from that Nightmare on Elm Street. They could probably do like a prequel story for that. But then like I know that WB is not letting go of that franchise. Like they're holding on to that franchise real tight and not letting anyone to grab it and try to ruin it again. It's kind of a shame that the remake didn't do well. I hope Saw is just one and done overnight. Yeah, they could just end it now. I could see them maybe continue it like how they did with Spiral, but even Spiral didn't really do well, like box office wise, I don't think. like they could continue with that, like in that fashion where it's like a new set of cast members, like set of characters, maybe in like a different location, not necessarily the same location as you know, the original story and stuff. But yeah, just following what John Kramer tried to do, but using his trap ideas or something. But I like what oh, another thing I didn't get to mention it, but like another thing that I noticed in Jigsaw was that they brought, well, they showed like some of the past contraptions of the past films, like the reverse bear trap, you know, that's the iconic one. Yeah, they showed that, as well as showing like a brand new trap for that entry. But now looking at what Scream did, Scream 6 did, where they show you like the collection of like objects from past Scream films, dating all the way back to the original 1996 Scream. And wow, I was like, did Scream just like rip off like Jigsaw, I mean? Like they use that same idea where like you see a collection of like the past traps. So I feel like other franchises could probably do the same, if they, you know, if they were to write like a new entry for like, I don't know, Friday the 13th or something, and maybe get like all the masks and weapons that Jason has ever used or something, and put them all in like this collection room or something. Like I feel like they could do that. They don't necessarily have to do, but like I feel like if they were to copy the idea that Jigsaw did, you know, I could definitely see that a thing. I mean, it's just a novelty. I feel it's like just something to see. Oh yeah, you know, this is the history of this IP. You know, it's like a nice ode, I think, with how they did it with you know, those two films. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna revive like Friday the 13th or Halloween. Even though Halloween is in the works, or at least it's up for grabs. Okay. Got them shiny cheeks. Oh, please, no more Halloween movies. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be like Michael Myers' story, but you know, Season of the Witch did not involve Michael Myers. But yeah, depending on which studio would pick up that IP, I'm curious to see what they do with it. You surprised you got through the last one? Yeah. I know a lot of people didn't like the ends. That's such a different Halloween film. You see the, you know, Laura and Michael going at it, but like, you know, it's just one way to end a franchise, or you know, to end that story. Oh man, I just thought of something. What if I were to do like a metallic looking Billy the Puppet? Like his mask would be like metallic. I just thought of that now. Instead of paper mache, you probably do like a metallic, more grayish looking one, grayish silver. Seeing that Kramer uses a lot of like metal, it's like a lot of industrial feel to it, to those films, the Saw films. Man, that'd be pretty cool. Like a future Saw film would bring back Billy the Puppet, and then we'll see like a new look for Billy. I've been going back to watching season 1 and season 2 of Chucky, the TV show Chucky, which is directed by Don Mancini, you know, the original creator. And yeah, I just thought of that mask from Child's Play 2, where you know, the inside of Chucky doll or the good guy doll would have like a metallic, I don't know, interior, or like an exoskeleton. I don't know how you call that thing. He's got like a metallic body on the inside. And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like maybe more franchises could probably do the same thing. If there's like an iconic character. Because they did it for Jason, and in Jason X, he would have like a new look with the metallic mask for Jason X. And then there'll be like iterations of Scream or Ghostface that doesn't show up in the films, but they would put out like merch that would give Ghostface the metallic look for the mask. And then I guess Chucky would have that exoskeleton look that we don't really get to see often. Just only that's Child's Play 2 that we get to see it, which was pretty cool. That opening cinematic, which is probably one of the best, I think, for that franchise. One of the best entries, I think, is that Part 2 one. Yeah, the robot face, yeah. Trilogy of Terror? Ooh. Trilogy of Terror. Oh, I think of The Terror. the TV show The Terror. How is that Trilogy of Terror? Little creepy doll with big teeth and a little spear. Not sure I've seen that one. I'm open to like all kinds of like horror. Give me the slashers, give me the paranormal, give me the creepy dolls. I'm all for it. Doesn't matter what language or country. I'm all about it. I know there's folks out there that are not into like all the things, but like, I don't know. Yeah, there's some certain styles that folks would be into, but like, yeah, it's not everyone is like into like sci-fi horror. Stars Karen Black in 3 different stories. Oh. Dolls and Black Eye Kiss. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of yeah, I wanted to see that that Talk to Me film. Waiting for that to hit you know, the big streaming services. That should be a film that would land on like Max or something, I feel. Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Talk to Me, Australian film. And I know that they're working on like a sequel or prequel, I think, or Talk number 2, Talk to Me. I'm glad like a new IP like that is like doing really well at the box office. Talk to Me is damn good. Best you've seen in a while. Oh man, I believe it. Ever since like I saw the trailer for it, I was like, whoa, this is something cool. Haunted objects, I'm down for that. I mean, I'm a big fan of The Ring, you know? Haunted VHS tape. And Witchboard, I actually watched Witchboard. There's a new Witchboard I think is on the way. It's an old 80s film. But they're gonna do a reboot, I think. I forgot who stars in it. There was an actress that I recognized that I've seen in other films. But there's gonna be a new one. It's coming out next year, I think. So that is the one that's based on the Ouija board. The 80s one. Alright, so far so good. Drawing is definitely coming out. I think I need to add more shadows on his collar and then maybe some more highlights on the side here. Then I feel like we could, I don't know, maybe add like a faint saw objects or contraptions on the back or something. Alright, here, let me take a short break. We're hitting the 2-hour mark. So, BRB. Alright, we're back. Let's see. So far it's coming out pretty well. Really gotta adjust his nose a little. He's supposed to have like a more wider like nose bridge. See what we can do here. Let's go a little bit lighter. It's got a very triangular shape. In a way, it sort of reminds me of the demon nun from the Nun series. The whole white face and, I don't know, just evil looking face. something like that. Should probably fix this part here too. I think this part needs to be lightened up. Hey there, Robotic. The spooky artwork? Yeah. Gotta get some spookiness in. 'Tis the season. I feel like around October is like the only time you can probably do like spooky drawings. It looks like he's got like a crease like on the side here. There's like so many characters I want to draw, but slowly just now getting around to drawing them. I think I gotta reshape his eye again. Alright, apparently this part here is gonna be a little bit thicker, huh? And it goes downward on this end here. Yeah, I think was it earlier in the year or last year or something? I forget which when it came out, but that new Hellraiser film that came out on Hulu turned out pretty good. And we did a drawing of the first priest, Hell Priest. I mean. So I think that would pop up in the slideshow, if it hasn't already. Otherwise, I do have a time-lapse video of it. And I kind of want to add like more to that, more like a library of those, you know, each of those characters. So now we're getting down to some Billy the Puppet. But I do have to write down the next character that I want to draw for next week. Yeah, it will likely be that new film that I'm gonna watch this weekend. I think this entire month is gonna be mostly like horror films, both new and old. Well, I want to try and revisit some of the old ones I used to watch. It's been like a decade or two. Oh. Like this part would attach. part needs to be more lightened here too. And especially this part of the mouth, the bottom lip, since the light is coming from the bottom side. I'll probably redo the red on his face. Getting more notifications. Oh. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, let's get a lighter shade on the chin here. Straight down here. I don't want to go too light on the shirt there. Not sure I want to increase the lightness for this button though. Go back and darken it. I feel like this part needs to be like a little bit shaded, or at least like it should lighten up a little bit for the for this bottom part. It's Let me find the right color here. Ooh. Okay. Alright. Should probably clean up this side too. Save that. I think I'll probably add some more of the sort of reddish highlight from the side here. Let's see, yeah. Gotta get some on this collar, I think. Let's go very lightly. So on this side too. Oh boy. Don't want it to look too red at the top here. Oh. I'm not sure about this side here. Do a little bit. Just getting that slight red highlight on the side. Oh. Yeah, doing too red, it'd make it look like it's like bleeding on the top there, but I may have to cover it with another dark color. Let's get a little bit of this cheek. Not too much. Let's get a little bit of nose. Let's get some bright light back in. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, liking the highlights so far. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that we also did the Ash Williams one. Just not thinking about it. Ash Williams, Pinhead. Now we got this guy here, Billy the Puppet. Yeah, let's get more of the jacket here. Oh. I don't know if I can go any lighter. Oh, man, that's very red, though. Alright, this might actually fit in. Oh man, I gotta fix the handkerchief. Let me see if I can get some more dark colors in here. Especially underneath the collar here. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, some parts you cannot fade it anymore. Okay. See, I do like how like some of the hair on this side is getting the highlights. I'm not sure I want to add any more though, but let's see if we can get this part to look more like reddish, not reddish, but more darker. I think. Try to limit the highlights on this side. Let's go a little darker. Maybe if I darken this part here. Man, it's also that new Eli Roth film based on his old short that he put for Grindhouse. I think Thanksgiving is going to be getting a full-length feature, and just in time for Thanksgiving. That's pretty cool though. He went back to his old project. You know, they don't get the same stars from what was in the old trailer, fake trailer. But yeah, he's making a full movie out of it, which is exciting. He does this what's it called? He has like a little show that he has on AMC, like History of Horror or something like that. Hosts that show and gets to interview like a whole lot of directors, and you know, Rob Zombie I think was one of them, and then talk about their favorite picks for like certain types within the genre. Slashers and ghosts, and I guess aliens would be another category. Alright, let's see. Let's get some more shading on this side. Dun. Gosh. I want to go too into this. Man, I want to get his nose to look more solid, but like now it's starting to come out looking like the nun's nose from The Nun. Just a cool spin-off. I do like the Nun films, but I think the first Nun film, man, we saw it in theaters too, but man, it's a little bit on the comedic side, I think, for certain parts. Bum, 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 bum. Alright. Alright, let's go back to the eyes. I feel like I gotta, like, make the eyes appear more glowy. Maybe more neon colored, I think. I think the shine has to be a little bit more like solid to make it look like it's you know, actually shining. Yeah. There we go, his eyes are more redder. More meaning looking, or meaner looking, I guess. Let's get the shine in. Here we go, get that shine in there. This part needs to be a little bit more shinier, I think. Here, Buttercup. Alright, let's get some more shading up here. I feel like I gotta maybe add like streaks of hairs like around the scalp line or the hairline or whatever they call it. Not that it's necessary, but you know. He does have like a small hairline. But it's like way back at the top of his skull. The cranium. Darken this up a little bit. Eli Roth has a podcast too. Oh yeah, he does. I don't think I've ever tuned into the podcast though. Oh. He looks so wrecked. You can hear the tricycle squeaking. Oh yeah. Man, I would love to play the Saw soundtrack right now, but I feel like YouTube might pick it up as copyright. Yeah, the soundtrack was it's got some ambient tracks in there. I love me some ambient. Some pretty decent ones. I'll probably have to make my own cover of the main theme. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Hello Zep, yeah. The Zep Overture, I think it was called. The Zep Overture. Let me see. Alright, so far so good. Gotta fix that handkerchief. Yeah, I think before, like once I turn it into a time lapse, I'll probably have the Saw theme, aka the Zep Overture, done, and then I'll add it to the video. Yeah, I plan to do like a piano version of it. And I was hoping the Killer Clowns game was gonna come out this year. I was pretty disappointed by it when I found out that it's gonna come out next year instead. Oh man, there goes my plans. Oh, that's another thing too. I did a drawing of Shorty from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, I'm just now like remembering some of these characters that I drew. Let's get some shading over here. Let's get some shade. Yeah, we gotta get some shade on this side. Yeah, the only podcast I listen to these days, there were a few, but the one podcast that I still listen to for the past, like, I don't know how long, like 15 years or so, is a Go Nintendo podcast. They've been running their podcast for like well over 15 years, I want to say. Usually occurs every Saturday. Gosh, why did Restream just like sign me out? Restream. There's like more issues with Restream like day after day. Oh man. Let's see, cars, crosswalks. There we go. But yeah, they have one like every Saturday where I tune in. but they would cover all the Nintendo news, or video games in general, but mostly Nintendo news specifically. Nintendo focused. Sure, this one's a black color, not gray. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh, I like the emote there, Buttercup. It reminds me of another emote that my friend has for his channel. But he uses his own cat. Like, he did a drawing of his own cat with that face, that okay face. Very strange looking one too. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, definitely adding more shade to his suit. Hmm. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, right. Gotta add some reds underneath here to make it look like the eyes are glowing. Now, I may also want to redraw the paint on his face. And then add some shade to it. Let's go for more darker red. brighten up this red on this side. Oh, I just thought of something. I think initially I wanted to have like a spiral symbol behind him, much like how I have the spiral behind the shorty drawing Killer Clown. Maybe I'll do that. I want to at least make the background more like hypnotizing in a way. Go more red. I gotta get his lips. Oh boy. Sometimes just make the wrong stroke. You just gotta undo it. I feel like the lip should be a little more thin though. Here's how we can fix it. I don't want his mouth to be like curving too much. It curves a bit, but it's not too curvy. They should look like a puppet. Alright, there you go. Man, speaking of puppet, I gotta see when the that new Goosebumps is gonna be hitting Disney. I'm not sure I agree with the Slappy design, the new Slappy design. Okay, let's add some shine. Apparently the shine also shines through the red. Let's see if we can get that fixed. Might be a little too bright. Man. Alright, let me see if I can get the background in. I think we're finished with the Billy himself, but I kind of want to get the spiral symbol in the back. Let's go for like a dark red. Let's see how we can do this. We'll probably do like a faint. Oh, you know what? Let's see, try the circle. Hold shift to create equilateral. Nope. Oh man. This part's gonna be difficult. Trying to get the spiral in. I think I'll just do like a manual drawing. Draw of the spiral again. But I feel like it should be faint. You can always darken it back up. Yeah, there's a cool contraption in the film Jigsaw 2017 that has a spiral in it with a neat kill. Alright, let's get one more big one. Get another big one. Up here. this edge here. Oh man. Oh no, didn't do the there we go, something like that. Alright, let's get back in there and readjust this a little bit. Let's get this part here lined up. Let's get a little bit inner. I think mixing it with the dark green sort of fits with it. At least the vibe of the film. It's very green. Let's get this inside. Man, I still never learned my lesson. Gotta do the background first with this program. Background first and then the character. It's like, I don't know, sometimes you gotta like contemplate on how you want to do the background. You gotta think of the, gotta plan ahead of time, I guess. Or else I'll have to deal with the, you know, the trouble of adding it afterwards. Alright. It's got a more brownish color. Okay. We fade up this part here. Do. There we go. We got some spiral and rings around him. So you can get this colored a little bit. Oh my gosh, I feel like my hand is like continuing to like slowly making its way over to the right, and it goes off camera. Gotta keep on keeping that in check so I can display the hand. There we go. All right. So you can get the Hellraiser theme. Hellraiser theme, here we go. How far are we in? About 3 hours, well over 3 hours. Some really good progress. You know, let me add some more to the side here on his hair. Just gonna lighten up a little bit. Add some highlights. Cause the shine, or the light, the red light is like, you know, beaming on his on the side of him. So there's a light in the front and then a light on the side. Just gotta make this apparent. Just got some highlights. Don't really see it too well, but like I think the only lighter part is like up here. Let me add another light up here. I think it should be a little longer though. Let's see. Extend it a little bit. Go. Man. I think this is good enough. Alright, so yeah, I think yeah, I'll definitely try to get the piano cover done ASAP, and then download the archive streams for this drawing, which we started last week. Then I'll edit them up together to do it like a time lapse, so I can have them up for the you know, in time for the spooky season. Oh yeah, I need to add my name to this. Let's go with this color here. Yeah, let's go for like a gray. I think if I were to add the other characters on the sides, it would probably take a lot longer. probably won't be able to get the spiral in the background as I initially wanted. It'd be a lot more work, I'll tell you that. I think we'll probably take another stream session just to get all the characters in. I was thinking to maybe write my name in sort of Saw style. I saw like a little meme image where they flipped the logo of Saw 10, and then it turned out to look like Xmas, like Christmas, Xmas. Because the X would be, you know, at the end of the logo, and then flipped upside down, it would be at the front. It was almost as if they're trying to say something with that logo. It's pretty funny though. So like, oh, it doesn't show on stream. Yeah. So like, I guess I'll write it down. So it's like, Saw X, and then flipped upside down, it'll be like Saw Xmas. That's pretty funny. Let's finish our name. Manama. Ooh boy, there we go. 2023. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I just surprise myself seeing how well this came out. Maybe I could add a little bit of red to the side here. Not too much though, but let me see if you get it. Make it a little bit darker. I think that's it. There we go. Oh man, Billy the Puppet Saw. Who would have thought? Who would have thought in 2023 I would draw this guy? I feel like it's just not enough like fan art when it comes to like the horror genre. There's some fan arts out there here and there, but like there's just not enough, I feel. At least for some of the lesser known, I think, IPs. The mainstream ones for sure. You got like Freddy and Jason and stuff, but and Michael Myers, but like not enough like, I don't know, some of the more indie horrors and stuff. Which is why I drew Terrifier, or Art the Clown from Terrifier. Oh, that's another character that I did within the horror genre. Alright, I think this will be it for tonight. We've been on for a good 3 hours and a half, almost. But yeah, this is a second session of this Billy the Puppet drawing. And yeah, I might as well just end it here. Hold up. Let me add some more shade. I forgot about the shade on the side here. Don't want to overdo it. But yeah, I definitely will have a time lapse of this up ASAP before October ends. I just have to get my butt to making the cover song of the theme song. There we go, something like that. Now we do a final save. Alrighty. Yeah, this will be it. I'll leave this in view for the remainder of the session, probably maybe another minute or two, and then I'll end it out. All right. So tomorrow, let's see, Thursday tomorrow. I forgot what I was gonna do tomorrow. Either head back to the second wiki game, or I don't know. Maybe we'll do a different game, depending what I'm in the mood for. We'll see. And then more Zelda, I think, on the weekend, or at least Tears of the Kingdom. I think I want to collect some more Poes in that. Alrighty. Thanks all for dropping on in, talking all things horror and beyond. And yeah, I'm gonna take off for now. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of your night and or day. See you next one. Later.